congratulations. Happy album release day.
Thank you very much.
How you both feeling?
So good. I mean, it's been such a long time coming, and it's just so weird that it's finally the day. You wake up and the alarm goes off, and you're like, oh my God, it's out.
Yeah, I mean, sort of recording the album over the last 18 months has been a really crazy experience. So it's I think it makes it extra special. So yeah, I mean a lot of the songs are kind of relating to a lot of experiences in lockdown as well. So it's kind of
definitely a COVID record.
As crazy as it is that we're still in lockdown 18 months later, I think it's kind of fitting in a weird way.
We've come full circle. It's begun in a lockdown and it's finished in a lockdown.
And unfortunately, you also have to deal with, still being in a lockdown.
Exactly.
And not being able to go out to TV and radio as you guys deserve. Are you going to do a promotional push later on?
Yeah, it's been a tricky one to navigate. We had public appearances and stuff all booked in that have obviously all had to be pushed back
for next week, and then the extension really got us. So
we had these festivals and stuff we were doing, so it's been a little bit challenging to get out and actually perform for people and those TV moments and all the media stuff. But thank God for Zoom.
I know. Thank God for Zoom. Thank God for live streams.
Thank God for live streams. You've got your album launch live stream tonight, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
I love how last week you guys made the place all look pretty as well.
We just jazzed up our bedroom. Yeah, put all our plants in there.
We've definitely got some extra surprises this time. This is one of them.
We're gonna
might be some party poppers.
We were blown away. Sure. We were blown away with because we've never really done the live stream sort of thing. And I mean, there's a lot of the times we haven't got to like Tasmania and stuff yet. So a lot of our fans in states that we haven't made it to yet haven't really sort of been part of a live experience. So that was really, really nice to sort of have everyone tune in. And we were just blown away by how many people were tuning in, and the response has been awesome. So we're going to do it again tonight.
Yes.
We may do another one.
No lockdown is going to stop us.
No, well done. Yeah, I really loved the lives last week. You guys are so easy to do requests and everything. But yeah, for a lot of people, this is the first original music they're listening to. It's the first original album you guys have released. Because Sony made you do 2 covers albums, am I right? Was it Sony or was it your decision to do a cover album before?
No, we've wanted to release an original record since 2015, so it's pretty good to get it out.
It's that it's that tricky thing, especially coming out of X Factor. There was some albums we did that were really, we had so many great opportunities and stuff. Traveling to Nashville, getting over to the States. And that was when we were doing Songs from the Village, especially got us to Nashville and New York a lot. So we wrote a lot of this album there. So it was all working towards it. But I think it's really nice to be doing this independently because it's not as shiny and pop as the stuff we've done previously. So it was nice to sort of be able to have free reign to go in whatever musical exploration sort of way we wanted to go.
People have been very patient waiting.
Yeah, 100%. Apparently you were going to go to Nashville, as you were saying just then, and stay at Chris Isaak's house for a year in Nashville and then record it.
Yeah, that was a crazy offer from Chris. I mean, you hear this a lot when you go on these singing shows, do the judges actually remain friends? And it's been really sort of pinch yourself moments. I mean, Guy taking us under his wing was crazy. And then Chris actually upholding his offer to take us under his wing in the States and show us around. We supported him on tour and went out on stage in New York with Chris.
We recorded with him.
Recorded on Songs from the Village. And now, he just wants to back us. The words he said to us was, when he was offering up his house and everything, he was just like, someone did the same thing for me, so I want to be that for you. Just someone taking him under his their wing in his early days of his career. So yeah, it was pretty awesome offer. I mean, unfortunately, of course, COVID hit March
1st.
We had our working visas all ready to go, and we were moving over. We were going to do the move over to Nashville and record the album there. But it was also really nice to do it at home. So
exactly.
I mean, we're just trusting the universe timing.
Yeah, that's crazy. I love that Chris Isaak did hold his word. He wasn't even your coach. That's so cool.
I know. And we were going to audition with Wicked Games, and then we found out he was the judge, and I literally shit myself, and I was like, I can't do that in front of him. He's one of my biggest idols.
And then frickin' Cyrus did it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But Chris made him do his own song, let's be honest.
That's crazy. Speaking of high praise, Stevie Nicks, of all people,
Yeah.
had the most lovely things to say about you and the importance of a duo. Do you resonate with what she said, and do you feel strongly about being a duo?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's not too many duos out there, and that's what she said at the show. She's like, apart from, you know, Stevie and me and Sonny and Cher, and she was putting us in this crazy
Yeah, it was
realm
super surreal.
of, you know, our the most incredible artist in the world. So it meant the absolute, like, he was bawling his eyes out, and I've never seen him cry at a concert like that before.
I mean, that was those words, because she wanted to. We've since gone to a few of her shows. She's invited us backstage just to chat, and it was really surreal to just see that she goes through all the same stuff that all artists go through, even at that level, you know, getting nervous before a show. Yeah. And she was just telling us to just be really true to ourselves. I think that was a real motivator for this record in particular. This is kind of, we were thinking about those words a lot. We've got a printout of Stevie, and we were reflecting on that a lot. She always paved her own way and didn't really follow sounds or radio or anything. She just wanted to create and write.
And we've had, you know, with this record, we've had so much freedom with how we want it to sound, or how long we can take doing it, and making sure every sound is perfect and every sound is different. And, you know, we're tapping on stairs and sampling that and flicking coffee cups.
Yeah, it was a self-indulgent process, which was great. Yeah. So I think Stevie was a big motivator for this record.
Yeah, for sure.
That's amazing. So let's get into the album. So it's called Wildflowers, which is named after the title track, which goes really in deep to, you know, how hard a relationship can be. You know, what's the lyric again?
When we said forever, never knew
that it'd be this hard.
When we first wrote that, we were listening back to it and we were like, people are going to think we're getting a divorce. They're going to think we're breaking up. Do we have to soften this? And we actually were going back and forwards with trying to soften that lyric and make it a bit more positive. But then
we thought, let's just be real.
We just thought we wanted to show a bit more of ourselves, and I think a lot of people can have related to that song already. We're getting messages about that track, which is really nice. That I think it's that people can relate to it in that way. But yeah, it's diving in.
It's like we're together, you know, 24 hours a day, every single year, without any breaks. And, you know, it is hard sometimes when you're working and creating, and there's kind of no line where you're like, okay, let's stop working and just relax, you know. So I think and sometimes that really clouds your judgment, and you're in a bit of a shitty mood, and then you just recognize that, you know, you just need to chat it out.
Then you throw a pandemic into that mix, which takes away all your work. We've always been really good at separating our relationship from the career, or at least we try to. We're wary of it, but when your career is so greatly affected, it's kind of hard to switch off, and it's like, you know, you're sharing each other's stresses. So but the creation of Wildflowers and that song in particular was kind of really therapeutic for that. I think it was that couples therapy when we were writing that song. That was great.
But you're right there, like I struggle with my partner. Like, we were so lucky that we moved into a 2-bedroom. We started with a 1-bedroom, and during the first lockdown, that was really, really tough. Yeah. Then we had a 2-bedroom. Now we have like separate rooms. Like that's amazing. But being able to work together as well every day.
Yeah. Totally. Sometimes you're just in a bad mood, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Which has nothing to do with them, but anything they do will piss you off, you know? So good on you for being able to work together so much.
I feel like we've been doing it lifetimes.
Yeah, seriously.
Starting with the first track, Sliding Doors, it speaks about how you guys met. Do you ever think what could have been if you didn't do X Factor?
Oh, absolutely. You know, it was actually a really last minute decision that we went on the show, and we thought, you know what, it might just get us some more work. We might be able to travel a bit. So we really weren't prepared to make it all the way to the grand final. So that was pretty surreal.
Yeah, I don't think we ever thought that that show was right for us, and we had heaps of hesitations going in. We'd seen a lot of friends go through it, and
we're not the biggest voices, the big Mariah Carey belt out, standout voice,
But I mean, that was a really weird sort of universe moment that something pushed us to actually go on, and we're so glad we did. I mean, it's the fan base that we were able to connect with.
Yeah.
I mean, we spent a lot of time in the bottom too. It's not like it was really smooth sailing, but I think it made us really resilient, and moving beyond that, it made us really be sure of who we are as artists. So yeah.
Amazing. I always love the idea of sliding doors. I'm sure you've probably seen the film as well with Gwyneth Paltrow.
Of course.
What was going through your head when you were writing the song Sliding Doors?
I think, the concept, I did actually get it from Sliding Doors, because everyone used to say I look like Gwyneth Paltrow. So
you do look like it.
My pop first said that to me when I was, 5 or 6 years old, which is pretty crazy. But Sliding Doors, I had the title for a while, and I really, really wanted to get this concept of, what if I did design and I didn't meet Matt at JMC, and who would I be with? Would I be even doing music? I was working in a bar at Bankstown Sports Club, and Matt whisked me away and convinced me to pack up everything and quit my job and do music. So I do think about that all the time.
Yeah, I mean the whole song just sort of looks back on in hindsight, looking back on all the sort of, especially we both had some sort of traumatic past relationships. So looking back on those, but realizing that we needed to go through that stuff to be ready for our relationship and making our relationship so good. So you kind of need to go through that stuff.
Yeah.
I love the coincidence that both your exes are Jess and Matt. Like, what are the chances?
Honestly, it made for a very, very good wedding speech from my mum.
Yeah, she brought that up at the wedding. That was quite funny.
It was awesome.
Jess might have even had 2 Matts, but hey, who knows?
I did. Matt is my third Matt. This Matt is my third Matt.
I love it. That's amazing. No, with a serious question. I'm still laughing there.
I know. At least I'll never get the name wrong, right?
Yeah.
So good. That one, yeah, that's right.
I love it.
So the video for The Aftermath is just stunning, and it looks so expensive. It's produced so well. How important was it to you to tell the story visually?
Yeah, I mean, we've wanted to do a film clip. Well, I mean, we had the option to do film clips in the past with some of our other singles, but I feel like the visual medium for us, it needs to sort of tell more of the story. We didn't want to do a film clip just for the sake of doing a film clip, have us walking around
playing the song,
like anything
in a hotel
generic.
Room.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, baby. Oh.
I'm so sorry. She literally just opened the door, so I'm going to close the door. Oh, hey. That is so cute. What's your dog's name?
Raffy.
Raffy, that's right. I'm just going to close the door because Bella opened the door. Sorry about that. Oh, Raffy.
No, he's so cute.
I remember when we did the Ari interview and you guys were talking about what would Raffy say.
Yeah, literally. He's that old dog. Aftermath. So
yes.
Yeah, it was, I mean, we didn't want to do a film clip that was just us walking around playing the song, and we had to really nut out the concept and about running away from your past, and that your trauma really never leaves. So, the whole film clip, I'm kind of running away from my past, and that at the end I kind of accept it, and not metaphorically, but Matt saves me.
It's very very dark, and we were wary of, I think in the past we were kind of always trying to make stuff the shiny version of whatever the context was, but I think it was nice to just really go there, and it was kind of really raw and honest.
It's funny you say that it looks expensive, because it was literally,
we did it on a shoestring budget.
It was just us and our videographer Remy, and he is just unbelievable, and it was just us in a ute with this
Yeah.
mirror, which was so hard to walk down a huge country road without smashing it.
Yeah, I love that.
That was we essentially kind of, it's like a little short film kind of thing. It's what we kind of wanted to do. So we just drove to the middle of the outback, and it was
lots of murder podcasts in the car.
Low budget, but we're really happy with that. Remy just came on board, really wanted to create something. I mean, the last thing he shot, he was in Alaska filming a surf video for Samsung or something crazy. He's insane. His eye and everything. So we knew we wanted to work with him. And we really, that's great. That's great that you say it looks expensive. That's the best thing.
Yeah, I loved it. But more importantly, the meaning of the song, which is so hard to get across generally, but you did it so beautifully. And when you spoke about how deep it was and how dark it is, that's what I really was surprised about on this record. Because we haven't been able to hear much original music from you guys before. So being able to know what your songwriting style is, and for it to be so open and honest and deep, I think will be really appreciated by your fans. And I love that the themes have been continued on the Wreckage.
Yes.
The Wreckage coming through was, I mean, we wrote that and it was completely different as well. It sounded really, we wrote it at this song camp with Louis Schul and PJ Harding. PJ Harding is now like on an album with Noah Cyrus. He's like,
I love that album. That album's amazing.
It's so amazing. Oh my god.
So we're getting in a room with them was incredible.
Louis and PJ are some of our favorite writers. So to get in a room with them and write this was pretty awesome.
And that was another kind of therapy session. They get really to the point of stuff. They're like, what are you guys working through right now? We're not just going to write a love song. We're going to write exactly what's on your guys' mind kind of thing. So we dug deep with that one, and it's we're really, really proud of that song as well.
You find it hard to write love songs together because it's like you're like with each other and
sure. It's actually easier to write the kind of the more deep things, because like when you're happy you don't really write because you're not that emotional. Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
I think the story when we're writing, it's if you're working through something, it's obviously it's generally a lot easier to write. It sort of comes out of a more natural place. You don't have to force anything. But getting there can be tricky because you're sort of digging up all these emotions and stuff. So we worked through a lot of stuff. You know, Jess would come up with a lyric and you'd be like, "Ooh, that's harsh. Is that about me?"
And yes, it is about you.
But it was good. It was a really therapeutic process, digging deep. And it was great. We've got a couple of love song moments. We've never written really love songs to each other. So there's one on there that we wrote that was around our wedding day, which was really nice as well.
Did you include it in the wedding? What was the idea with the connection to the wedding?
I didn't want to trap people into a Jess and Matt concert at our wedding, so we didn't play it.
We didn't. A lot of people were asking us if we were going to play a song at the wedding, but we had two bands and we were like, we just wanted us to be entertained. Which is nice. It's nice that we got it on the record. So
That's so cute. And then with 1961, the second track. So it's written about your grandfather, Jess's battle with dementia. I think a lot of people connect with that. My grandmother has it as well. I was really interested to see how you used the VHS footage in the song. I think that's really cool. How did you come to select that footage?
I mean, we laid it all down in the cabin where we were recording it, and we just thought, God, it'd be awesome if we could have some sound bites of the time. And then we thought, oh, it'd be amazing if we could find some voice recordings of Pop. And I knew I didn't have any real recordings at all because we weren't really like a video VHS family. But I just asked Mum anyway. And she said, actually, I've got this one videotape of you and Pop, of you just like playing around with Pop's video camera. And so I said, oh my God, can you please iPhone record these? And she sent them through and we just airdropped them to the session. We dropped them in and it was, oh God, it was so spooky. Like, it was just insane. Everyone was just silent and we just all looked at each other and just started bawling our eyes out. And it was like he was there. And it was also so strange because I've never heard myself as a kid recorded or there's no footage of me either. So it was very, very nostalgic.
Yeah, it was a really special one. I mean, I remember hearing Jess writing that for the first time around the piano, and it was never intended for the album. It wasn't written for the album, and it was never supposed to be released. So after a lot of convincing, Jess agreed that we could put it on the album. It's such a personal song, of course.
Yeah.
And even we performed it live on tour, and the response from so many people, obviously you included, you know, having experiences with family members. I think
so many people do have, you know,
Definitely.
mothers or grandparents that have dementia and Alzheimer's, but nobody really talks about it.
No.
So I suppose this is kind of, yes, it's mine and Pop's song, but I think it's a kind of a dedication to everyone that's going through the same thing.
Definitely. So special. And then with the album closer, Freeway, you speak about, you know, going on an impulsive drive to New York from Nashville. What's your number one place you want to visit after lockdown and post-COVID?
I mean, we've wanted
that list has been accumulating, of course. When you've got 18 months to think of not traveling, you're like, this list is getting big.
Yeah.
I think, have you done the Byron Bay already?
Oh yeah, we definitely have.
We've been going. We got to go to Byron a couple of times over the last 18 months for gigs and stuff, which was great. The couple of gigs we got in over the last 18 months.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely.
Northern Europe would be awesome.
We haven't done the north of Europe, and we really want to do that before we sort of settle down and start a family. Yeah. So I think as soon as our passports allow us to leave the country, we'll probably head there.
And we have our jabs.
Yeah, we'll get the jabs finally.
When we finally roll them out.
But we'll get back to the States as well.
Yeah.
There's still parts of America I want to get to.
I want to go to Croatia, actually. That's high. That's really high on my
list. It sounds like an expensive trip all of a sudden.
Sorry.
Sort of talk through Europe.
Yeah,
like a couple of
a few riding trip.
Yeah.
Looking for inspiration. Work expense.
Exactly.
Amazing. So I want to end with a little game called Most Likely. So basically I'll say a statement and you just point to each other, or if you think it's yourself, you point to yourself.
Okay.
I love this one. We've played this one before.
All right, I'm ready.
Awesome. Let's do it. Who is most likely to make a prank call?
Oh, probably Jess. Yeah, I agree.
Do you have like a little identity you create, or?
I could do a Schmeagol one. I could just call people out and act like I'm Schmeagol. Gollum.
That's amazing.
She's the cheekiest
So
one.
if Gollum calls you, you know who it is.
Love it. Who is most likely to pull a push door?
No, it's probably me. Oh, really?
I'm so clueless with
Jess
that.
has really awkward social interactions sometimes. Like if it's like a bit of an awkward setting, or like people are a bit awkward, she likes to fill the silence. So she could do things like that. Like,
I know.
do it. But I'm also quite vague. So I would probably not read the pull sign and push.
Sure.
And I've done that many times before. So I'm going to say 50-50.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, everyone does it. I agree. Who is most likely to get a speeding ticket?
Oh, definitely Matt. Because
unfortunately, that's me.
Because
Jess has a clean record. She's never had a speeding fine.
That's because I don't drive anymore. I'm always with him.
We're always together, and I'm always driving.
That's true. He enjoys it. I try sometimes.
I've gotten done with. I'm nothing too serious, but I've been done with a 50 k's in a 40 zone because I didn't see it go down the roadworks. But yes,
roadworks.
But I haven't had one. I haven't had one in a while.
Okay, that's good.
Touch wood.
Touch wood. This one's a little bit more of a cheeky one. Who is most likely to be thrown out of a nightclub? Jess, I love it. Do you have a story?
After some tequila shots, absolutely.
She's a Cadbury.
Sure.
She's a Cadbury. She's a cheap drunk.
Oh.
What's a Cadbury?
Cadbury, a glass and a half. A glass and a half.
Oh my God, I love that. I'm so used to that.
Yeah.
Never heard that one.
But once I'm there, I'm there for at least a few hours.
I feel like we've lost our stamina now. We haven't been out to a nightclub in so long with all these lockdowns.
Oh no.
So I don't know. Maybe we'll both be getting kicked out next time we step in. We're gonna have to pace ourselves with the mid-strength beers or something.
Mid-strength tequila.
Oh my God. Does that exist? I don't know.
I don't think it exists.
You guys just spoke about like the idea of having kids and settling down. Who do you reckon would be most likely to be the cool parent?
Oh, we could talk.
Definitely me.
Oh, you want to be the you want to be a cool mum.
I reckon you're gonna be tough, but loving.
I'm gonna be tough.
I think so.
Look at her throwing me under the
think
bus.
so.
I think
I love it.
you're gonna be tough.
I think we'll both be tough.
You'll be a stage.
What about,
Me?
Yeah, you'll be like, point your toes.
Point those toes.
Point those toes.
Smile that face.
what about with the dog? Who's the most direct with Rafi?
Softie. You
Actually,
tell me
that's
that I'm the
true.
softie. Yeah, exactly.
That's true. What, Rafi? What do you have to say?
Who do you love more?
Who is the most brutal? Is it me or is it Matt? Matt, exactly.
Oh wait,
Yes,
you.
I win.
I'm the best. No,
You guys,
we're really looking forward to that next chapter as well. So, yeah, I think it's definitely something that's on the horizon soon.
Yes.
We just got to get some
Next
touring
year.
out of the way and a bit more
Next year,
travel.
babies, I think.
I don't know about you guys, but I had like 15 COVID babies from friends.
Yeah.
Oh, so many, right?
Right? Yeah.
100%.
So yeah, we are not yet, but soon. We got some stuff to do first.
I'm just going to do one last one. I'm going to pick between them. Who is most likely to spend all their money on clothes?
Oh,
Really?
no way.
100%.
Really?
No way.
For sure. I barely ever online shop.
Do you want I'd never buy new clothes for myself. You have packages
You
coming quite
love
regularly.
shopping. He loves shopping.
I do like shopping, but I'm extremely,
He spends so much time.
I
in
don't buy
shops.
many things, and I'm a bit of a tight ass. So I never spend. I like always
We're
looking for
both
stuff
kinda
on
tight
sale
asses,
and
aren't
cheap. You
We
don't
are.
look at prices.
We
Jess
are
doesn't
both.
look at prices. She go, look at
Ooh.
this, like really nice.
Yeah, but I hardly ever shop.
Look
So
at this nice makeup thing,
It all.
and it's this jar that's this big, and it's
But-
like $100.
Makeup is essential. It's an essential.
I'm just
item.
saying in general. I know I went out away from clothes.
It's not my fault. An eyebrow pencil is $60. It's
Jess,
oh.
Jess spends more money on clothes.
I have to have an
Case
eyebrow.
closed. Case closed.
It's good. Boom, done. It was so great to speak to you guys. I always love chatting with you. And good luck with the tour in late August, fingers crossed, late August,
Yeah,
and
fingers
September in Melbourne.
Surely.
Fingers
We don't have
crossed.
the
Thanks so
postpone
much, mate. I
twice.
really appreciate it.
Thanks.
No worries. We'll see you on the Facebook Live tonight.
No way.
Guys.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.